Hi everyone, it's Rachel, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to make these two designs of Kawaii s'mores cats using polymer clay. So let's get started. First off, for the biscuit or the cracker part of the s'more, I'm going to be taking some ecru polymer clay, which is pretty much just a tan polymer clay. I also have 2 popsicle sticks, and I'm placing these onto my work surface and then popping my ecru clay in between them. This just helps me to roll the clay down to an even thickness using my rolling pin. Next, take your blade and cut your clay into a rectangle and the size that you would like. Next up, we're going to be adding some detail onto our cracker. So I firstly took my needle tool and I created an indent down the center of both sides. So I made sure to also flip it over and do the back. Then using a dotting tool on each half, I made 6 round indents, and I also went ahead and textured the biscuit using a toothbrush and just gently tapping the clay. Also, with the little round indents, I only ended up doing them on one side because the other side is going to be covered up later on anyway. Then to give the cracker some shading, I used a fluffy paintbrush and my mixture of brown chalk pastels. Next up, it's time to make the chocolate. So this color of clay I'm using here is actually called chocolate, and it's by Sculpey. Again, I'm taking my popsicle sticks, but for this time I'm adding 2 on each side so that the chocolate ends up thicker than the cracker. I placed my clay in between and rolled it down with my rolling pin. To help give it a chocolate shape, when I was cutting it into a rectangle, I sliced it down on an angle using my blade. I then also used the handle of my blade to create some different sections. So I started off with one line down the middle, and I then gently made it into thirds as well. Next, you can flip over the cracker and place the chocolate on top. Now we're going to be making the cat. So for my cat, I decided to use some white clay because it's going to act as the marshmallow on our s'mores charm. So the cat is going to be more of a blob compared to the other kind of cats that I usually make in my tutorials. I started off by shaping the body into a kind of egg shape, and then I took a little piece of clay and shaped it into a diamond, which I cut in half for the 2 ears. I attached an ear on either side of the head, and then I also blended them down using my needle tool. Moving on to the face, I firstly created 2 indents where I wanted the eyes to go, and then I trimmed off 2 pieces of black clay and rolled them into balls for the eyes. Next up, for the mouth, I placed 2 small U-shapes of black clay in the center of the face, and then on either side of the eyes, I added 2 little whiskers. Now it's time to place the cat onto the rest of the charm, and we can also add the little legs. Here you can see that I rolled 2 coils of clay, and then I just trimmed off the ends, and these are going to become the 4 legs. I then took this clay mixture, which I had previously made to look like the chocolate to go on top of the cat's head, but if you don't have a mixture already made, you can make one using some liquid clay. Here I have Bacon Bond, and also by mixing in some chalk pastel shavings. So I just used one of my dotting tools to dip it into the chocolate mixture, and then I placed this on top of the cat's head so that it kind of looked like it was dripping down the sides a little. I then realized that I previously forgot to add a tail, so I took a ball of white clay and I rolled it into a long teardrop shape, and then just added this onto the rest of the design. You can also add an eye pin if you would like to make it into a charm. So for the next s'mores cat design, I did the exact same thing with the cracker and the chocolate and the cat, except for this cat I made lying down with its belly in the air. And then to make it look like it had been more of a toasted kind of marshmallow, I dusted it lightly with my brown chalk pastels. You can then go ahead and bake your charms in your oven according to your package's instructions. After baking, I removed the eye pins and I popped on some super glue to help secure them in, and then I also added a layer of UV resin as my glaze. So here are what my 2 designs of finished Kawaii S'mores cats ended up looking like. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel for lots more crafty videos, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys!